Hi, everyone, and welcome to Bonding with Ashley. I'm your host, Ashley Bond. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about the My Performance Guide for wellness and staying fit into your 40s. I was talking to someone the other day, and we were both discussing how injuries and aches and pains that we had experienced while participating in sports and performing athletically doesn't even you don't even have to have been like a certified athlete by any means, but if you were younger and you were doing activities, some of those things tend to creep back in, unfortunately, as we age. And those are just some of the things that you're going to have to deal with on your wellness journey. So, a few things, especially for women, that I think you should keep in mind as you start to go into your 40s. I've said it multiple times before, but never underestimate the power of walking. It's easy on your joints. We are meant to be walking. We are not meant to be sedentary individuals and beings. So never underestimate the power of walking. It can do a lot for you mentally and physically, especially if you get the chance to go outside. The other thing is strength training. And I'm so excited to see so many women are embracing strength training more than I've ever seen. And I come from this world. I have my degree in kinesiology. And so strength training has always been really interesting for me. It's something that I took an interest in when I was in like 7th grade. So I'm really excited to see that more women are taking that into consideration and building it into their wellness routine. It's so good for us. It's so good for our bones. And I really think that there are so many women out there that are showing it can really help you reach your fitness goals if you start incorporating it into your routine. So that's another thing. As I mentioned earlier, injuries also tend to pop back up, or you may experience new injuries. So I had a hamstring injury from college. I even specifically remember exactly when I did it. There was this dance and we were performing on the quad at homecoming and it was cold out. I definitely didn't stretch enough. I had to like grab my leg or do something and totally pulled my hamstring. I remember at the time I worked with like the athletic department and, or at least our health and wellness area, and ended up doing a little bit of physical therapy. And the injury occasionally would creep back in when I was dancing for the Bulls, but not so much. But lately, when I've been working out, it has actually kind of crept back in, which is so frustrating. So I understand people who feel like these old injuries, all of a sudden you haven't felt them in forever, you're fine, all of a sudden pop back up. My suggestion is try not to let that discourage you. Work through it, seek help, whether that's from a physical therapist, a doctor, a coach, somebody who knows a lot about healing and recovering and modify things and figure out how you can heal that area so that you can continue to build on your fitness and wellness journey. Sometimes you also get new injuries. I also recently had a new injury in my lower back, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago at this point. I started going to physical therapy for that. It has been so helpful, and I'm so excited because I'm able to do so much more. At first, I was really, really upset and freaked out because I felt super excited to be focusing on my fitness again and really working on my goals. And I really felt like it was going to set me back. And for anyone who's really had any type of injury, especially your back, you almost don't even realize how painful it is and how much it really can affect you all the time. So that I tried so hard not to let it discourage me. I worked on it, went to physical therapy, did all the things, and it is definitely getting better. So I'm very, very excited about that. So when you are faced with a new injury or an old one that's popping back up, try not to let it discourage you, because I think mentally it can totally set you back or discourage you from continuing on all the progress that you're making or all the progress that you want to be making in the future. So try not to let it discourage you. Another thing is start where you are. You may be in your 40s and you have never lifted a weight before. You've never strength trained. Maybe you have always wanted to go to Pilates and you haven't tried it, or never be worried about starting from where you are. There are so many studies coming out now, especially I even saw a study recently that talked about women who start strength training in their 40s have a high probability of reducing their risk of dementia as they get older. So I don't want anyone to feel discouraged about starting something later than maybe they wish they had, and thinking that it's not going to make a positive impact, because it will make a positive impact. So start where you are. And that can be a little scary, but I encourage everyone to really try and do that. And don't be worried that you might be starting from scratch, or maybe starting from a 10-year gap. I will be very honest. There was truthfully at least 3 to 5 years, I think, in my later 30s that I was not strength training. I had a few injuries pop up. I wasn't getting my steps in. And that's really hard for me to say as someone who focused on fitness and wellness for so much of their life leading up to that. And I was nervous. I wasn't sure how my body would respond trying to go back to all those things that I loved. How would I feel? And so I just want to encourage anybody who really wants to focus on their fitness and their health again to go for it, and try not to be worried or down on yourself if there was a gap or you have never focused on it before, because now is the time. Another suggestion I have is try something new. It can inspire you to add it into your fitness routine or your wellness routine, and you might really enjoy it. So recently I tried a high rocks class. I was so nervous, but the people there were great. The instructor was amazing. Everyone there was super encouraging, and I had a lot of fun. And my main goal was to not pass out and not die. And here I am. So pretty happy about that. The second thing in terms of the types of things that you do, if there is something that you used to do previously, go back to doing that in little ways if you can. For example, if you used to play tennis, maybe you want to play tennis again, or maybe you want to pick up paddle or something new. I used to have a colleague that would ask me all the time, actually, have you been to dance class? Have you taken a class recently, or have you gone back to any dance things? And I was like, no. And he used to always say, well, you probably should, because your body remembers it you loved it, and that will bring you joy. So if there's an activity that you used to be a part of and you loved it, try also finding things that you will give you those same types of activities or movements, and you'll probably really, really enjoy it. Another thing that I suggest as you get into your 40s, however, I think this is important all the time, is thinking about your recovery. So stretching used to be something so easy for me. I used to go to yoga classes way back in the day in my 20s, and honestly, I was bored. I didn't feel like, because it wasn't stretching for me. I wasn't, now I can go into a yoga class and I'm like, oh wow, like I need to feel that stretch. I need to do that. And so I encourage you to stretch a little bit, because joints tend to get a little bit tighter when they're not stretched, and all of those things, having any imbalances in the body, can always cause some kind of injury in the future. Try sauna. Maybe you want to try cold plunge. Maybe even meditating for you is a form of recovery, trying to get good sleep. So focusing on your recovery is also going to help your body so that you can continue to do the things that you want to do and all the things that you have incorporated into your routine. So yes, as we age, our routines around wellness and fitness tend to change, and that can be actually, a little exciting if you want it to be. So those are a few things that I think can help you on your journey as you get into your 40s. But I think it could be applicable for a lot of ages. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If there's anyone you think would enjoy this episode, I would love if you shared it. Thanks, everyone.